emdashtrash here, and before we get to my top movie list, let's kick things off with some honorable mentions. The Lowdown. Not a movie, cowboy detective mysteries in Oklahoma. Need I say more? You'll find this TV series to be better than Poker Face, the Knives Out movies, and the new Poirot films combined. This series belongs up there with the greats, and if there's any good left in the world, we'll get as many episodes of this as we did of Columbo. Coherence. This is an incredible sci-fi film with a home video vibe. The directorial style places you right in the middle of a dinner party with a group of friends on the night of a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event. This movie is about the journey just as much as it is about its phenomenal twist. I don't want to spoil too much.
Spoilers.
But go in blind and prepare to be stunned. The Monkey. Pretty good movie, but I hate that f***ing monkey. Why is the monkey so big? 4 from the Divergent series proves he deserves a spot on the big screen after being relegated to voice work and White Lotus for the past 5 years. But wow, was he great in The Monkey. A straightforward horror film encased in a family drama where 2 brothers grow apart. The evil murder object has a fun mechanic which results in the best moments of the film, recalling the suspense of the Final Destination franchise. It's rare that I'm so pleased with the ending of a horror movie. You'll leave this film with a smile on your face, guaranteed. Fantastic Four: First Steps. Retrofuturism is so cool. If the timeline diverged in the 1960s, it would look exactly like Fantastic Four: First Steps. It feels amazing to finally have a great Fantastic Four movie. Don't tell the mouse, but I don't need or desire a sequel. Everything from the costuming to the sets screams retrofuturism. The damn pregnancy test lights up. The people yearn for the artistic stylings of the past, and Fantastic Four merges the electric colors of the comic books, the interior design of the 60s and 70s, and the technology of the future. The world of Fantastic Four screams of an era where everything is designed for form rather than function, and thusly everything looks cool as shit. The world feels lived in and social, as it recalls a time period with an American monoculture dominated by celebrities. Only in this case, our celebrities are superheroes. The themes of family and fortitude that are central to the source material are clearly depicted and contribute to what can only be described as a one fantastic story. Okay, with that out of the way, here is my 2025 pretty cool movie list. As always, they're in no particular order and they're not all from this year. Identity. This film defies expectations in a way that you could only really get away with in the early 2000s. This movie takes place in a classic setting, a roadside motel at the end of the world, where unlikely strangers cross paths. And of course, there's a murderer on the loose. If you're the kind of person who likes when all the pieces of the puzzle fit together, this is your movie. It also might be my favorite John Cusack performance. Black Christmas. People keep comparing Halloween to Black Christmas, and I promise you that this is the better movie. Michael Myers moves fast, but Black Christmas's serial killer will leave you feeling unnerved and fragile. Midnight Ride. You know I have to include another classic, and I know you haven't seen Midnight Ride. A thrill from start to finish, a woman in a difficult marriage storms out of the house with no idea what the rest of the night had in store for her. Are y'all still picking up hitchhikers? I'll tell you she shouldn't have. Get ready for the night that never ends. Lisa Frankenstein. If this movie had come out during my adolescence, I promise you that I would have made this my entire personality. In fact, maybe I still can. Time to rebrand the entire channel. Even if your aesthetic tastes are different than mine, Lisa Frankenstein is undeniably gorgeous. The colors are striking, the set design is unforgettable and iconic, and its stylized depiction of the past makes the 1980s look something close to the retrofuturism of the Jetsons. And that's to say nothing about the hair, makeup, and costuming. Lisa's evolution is shown through her outfits, and Cole Sprouse stuns in the best role of his career to date. I think that this film proves Cole Sprouse has a real future on the big screen if he chooses his projects right. My advice, keep it dark, keep it weird. He's a weirdo after all.
I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in.
Maybe he could start doing projects like Mickey 17. Holy shit. What do I say? This is the best sci-fi film to come out this year. Bong Joon-ho stuns once again, unsurprisingly. Not so satirical now that we're the ones in space. This is a film that can only be disliked by status quo-loving losers who have a pitiful allegiance to artists who say nothing. Aside from being a satire that turned into reality, Mickey 17 is a surprisingly heartfelt movie that touches on fascism, love, self-discovery, and empathy. And that might be lame to say out loud, but if you understand what it feels like to be powerless and vulnerable, you'll understand Mickey 17. The ugly stepsister. Everything the substance wanted to be, this movie actually is. The Cinderella story from the perspective of the ugly stepsister is genuinely disheartening for anyone who knows what it's like to be second place or work hard in a room of people coasting on talent. You feel for Elvira while she is subject to decisions made for her. She's subjected to cruelty and she enacts it upon her stepsister. Elvira is so singularly minded that she loses everything. Even Cinderella is given additional depth. It's not that she wants to marry a prince, it's just her only means of escape. Ultimately, it's a film about desperation and the lengths to which people are driven by societal standards and expectations. Only you can decide how far is too far. Predestination. I find it transphobic that this hasn't been covered by Queerty or Out or Pride.com, but this should absolutely be on your queer movie list. This is great queer cinema. As someone who is sick of coming out stories, Predestination is a sci-fi film that wholly understands the trans experience. The pull quote on the DVD says it's a provocative mind bender. It also says, "To save the future, he must protect his past." This does not encapsulate the movie, but I suppose it is a provocative mindbender.
I give it to you. You got me there.
There's a good 20 minutes that's purely dedicated to dysmorphia and FTM transition, and frankly, there is more queer content that I actually don't want to spoil in this snippet of a recommendation.
Spoilers. Just
know that if you haven't seen this film, you absolutely must. Spiral from the Book of Saw.
I'ma let them spin like a spiral. I don't got no love for no rival.
Man, black people, we really love Saw. I think it's just because Danny Glover was in the first one and then we just kind of got into it after that. This year, I did watch all the Saw movies in lore order, and while this isn't the best Saw movie, it is 21 Savage's best song and the most movie of all the Saw films, like a professionally made movie. Every Saw movie looks like a new metal music video, but Spiral looks like a movie you would pay money to see in a theater. And it's got a great cast. How did Spiral get all of these people? Chris Rock, Sam Jackson, the lady from Riverdale, Marisol Nichols, and the guy from Handmaid's Tale, Max Minghella. It's going great. The Saw voice could have used some work, but overall, if you're looking for a great time, Spiral is definitely that.
I'ma let them spin like a spiral.
Like a spiral. Like a spiral. That shit was crazy. Charade. Some classics are classics because they're really fucking good, and Charade is a great example of this. We love old movies over here. Equal parts romance, comedy, and suspense. It has all the wit and charm that you'd expect from a classic film. Prepare to fall in love with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn, from their delightful meet-cute to the shocking twist ending.
Spoilers.
Final Destination, Bloodlines. Final Destination is personally one of my favorite horror series, and it has a special place in my heart. I fell for this series just like the man who took that ladder to the eye. But in all seriousness, this is the series that kickstarted my love of horror, and Bloodlines is the perfect love letter to the franchise. You can tell it was made with a true love and passion for the source material, and we know that because the directors got the job by pulling a Final Destination style prank where they pretended to be murdered by happenstance on a Zoom call with the producers. If you didn't like Final Destination before, you still won't like it now. But there are times where the homage supersedes the original series, and this is that time. R.I.P. Tony Todd, the GOAT. Hard Eyes. This year was the year of movies made for me, because Hard Eyes is the perfect horror rom-com. Other than Devon Sawa of Final Destination fame, this movie has a bunch of nobodies from nothing, and it's so good. Hollywood needs new blood, and now we're getting it. A genuine workplace romantic comedy, boy meets girl story, where two young professionals have a bad date, but are then brought together by the determination of a masked serial killer. I actually really hope to see Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding in more movies, but everyone in the cast does an amazing job. They don't make romantic comedies that don't revolve around Christmas anymore, and this is a modern rom-com with a fun, murdery twist. This movie really was fun, and it looks like they had fun making it. The relationship between Holt and Gooding's characters is genuine, sweet, and believable, and the film plays with horror tropes in a way that feels more silly than serious, making it the perfect date night movie. Sinners. Honestly, a spectacular film that acts as a historical work just as much as it does a supernatural horror. Writer-director Ryan Coogler released another fucking banger. Visually stunning. And while I'm not a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan, this is the best performance of his career by far. And the music is just as much a part of the story as the characters themselves. If you haven't seen it by now, I would encourage you not to be anti-Black and to engage with this masterful piece of Black art. Though Sinners marketed itself as a horror film, which it is, it's more so a complex human drama that tests its characters just as much as it does its audience's capacity to understand the delicate balance between self-preservation and radical empathy that is ever present in Black culture. If you didn't understand Sinners or you didn't like Sinners, you may have more to learn about how you think about culture. In Sinners, every character is a person, but they also have an allegorical historical meaning. They represent different types of people that have existed in a shared American history. It's the kind of film that asks you to reconcile with the big picture, things as they are, not how you wish them to be. From back to front, Sinners is a masterclass in creativity. No notes. Thank you all for tuning in to this year's Pretty Cool movie list. I look forward to sharing more with you all next year. Like, comment, subscribe before you say goodbye, and if you've seen any of these movies, let me know what you think in the comments. Otherwise, give these a watch and follow me on Threads at emdashtrash for updates and quickie reviews. Emdashtrash out.